Chapter 13, Relating Post Collection with User Collection. Currently, we have not linked users with their post together. We'll now link the users and post collection together. In models /blog post.js, change username to user ID with an object. So we have changed username to user ID, and it has an object. The type is a Mongoose schema types object ID, where this holds the reference to the user by the MongoDB user ID, so the user ID in MongoDB, and then it references a user, and it is also required, so it cannot be empty. User ID contains an object with properties type, ref, and required. In type, we specify Mongo schema types object ID, which means that the value is supposed to be a valid Mongo object ID. As mentioned previously, Mongo has a specific ID for each document, and they have to be in a valid format. In ref, we specify user to refer to the user collection which the document is contained. Next, install post at the following line. So we have added the user ID, required session user ID, where we basically here we create the blog post, and then the data that is being passed is the body data, so the blog post, also the URL of the image, and the user ID. That is when we assign user ID. That is, we assign user ID as required session user ID. Remember that request session user ID is populated with the logged in user ID in login user.js when a user logs in. Now, when you run your app, log in and submit a blog post, the post document will have the user ID field populated. However, the username now doesn't show up in the posted by in the blog post. This is because we replaced username with user ID. In the next section, we'll see how to appropriately populate the post with its user data. Display post with user data. Our post collection is now linked to the user collection. Each post stores a reference to the user ID who created the post. With user ID, we will then populate the post with the user data. In controllers home.js, call the populate user ID method of schema find.find as shown. So const blog post await blog post find. So we find that blog post and we populate it with that user's basically user ID. So we reference that user ID. Blog post.find populate user ID automatically references the specified document with the user ID in the collection. So now in views index EJS under posted by, make the following change. So with this change, with user blog post user ID username, so we find the collection that has that user ID, and then it will show the person the name that comes with that user ID. When you do so, the collection will okay. We have to do a similar change to the individual blog post page. Go to controllers get post. So it's the same change we made. Again, we call populate method of find by ID. In views post, change to blog post user ID dot username to have the username appear. So also when the post is when a post is posted, it will show who is the user that posted the specific post by getting that user ID that is associated with the username, and then it will display the username. So in summary, in this chapter, we linked our users and post collection together with the schema.find.populate method, which references the document in the specified collection.